Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope everyone is doing great. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Zalfa Hana, and in today's speech, I am going to talk about should we ban teenage movies? Should we put ban in it? Okay, so yes, I am going to do a speech about banning teenagers movies, and as everyone already knows, teen movies are the kind of movies which put a story focusing on the teenager's life, such as their friendship life, their romance life, their family, etc. But yeah, most teenage movies are telling about the life of their romance in teenager's life. Okay, so the statement should we put ban in teenage movies? I personally disagree to that idea because, of course, there are so many reasons why we shouldn't put ban on teenage movies. Okay, so for the first reason, not every teenage movies contain negative contents. Some of them are just very positive, educating, and inspiriting, of course. Like, for example, Laskar Pelangi, it's an Indonesian movie, and then Hafalan Sholat Delisa, and then also there is Keluarga Cemara, etc. And then for the next reason, I am going to tell you about, well, yes, teenage movies might contains bad contents. It is might be available in every teenage movies, but uh, such as bullying, free sex, and then the juvenile delinquency. But it was on the educating purpose, so they are not putting the bad things in the movie for teenage or for people who watch it to copy what is done in the movie. So they are putting the bad scenes in the movie is to educate people to not doing the same thing, because there are so many negative effect from the thing that is done in the movie, right? For example, like Dua Garis Biru and then Mean Girls. Mean Girls is a famous American teenage movies that is telling about bullying, and then Dua Garis Biru is about the pregnancy before marriage. And of course, it is those movies have educating purpose. So the movie is released not for people to copy what they do, but for people to learn about how bad that thing is, how bad the content of the movie is, so that the teenagers who watch the movie isn't going to copy what is done in the movie. And then for the next reason, teenagers should already be able to filter what to copy and not while watching, because yeah, when we are teenagers, we are one step closer to being an adult, which means that we are already mature enough to know what is to copy and what is to not. Uh, so we can filter what is the good thing and what is the bad thing in the movie. So if there are bad things in a movie, it's not always going to impact teenagers, because they are already matured enough to know that the movie contains bad content. So they are not going to copy everything that is showed in the movie. And then for the last but not least, because maybe you can find out another reason why we cannot just ban teenage movies. So teenage movies aren't causing juvenile delinquency. Maybe people think about why we have to ban teenage movies is because the movies are containing bad contents, right? Because we don't want teenagers to copy, to do what is done in the movie, what the bad thing that is done in the movie. But juvenile delinquency, or the bad things that is done by teenagers, isn't caused by movies. And not every kid that is doing bad things is watching teenagers movies. So the bad things in the teenagers movies and the bad things that is done by teenagers is not related at all. If teenagers have rebellious behavior, it might be caused by their friend circle, their family, their trauma, their another issues from themselves or their environment. But it is not caused by watching teenage movies because it has no connection at all. I mean, teenagers are already matured enough to filter what to copy and not in the movies, and also not every teenagers is doing bad things because they are watching, right? It's not like you watch teenage movies that contains bullying in a movie and then you do bully. No, right? But the teenagers who do bad things such as bullying or smoking or anything, they are maybe not. They are probably not watching teenagers movies that contains that kind of things at all. Okay. So the conclusion is, we might think that the juvenile delinquency is caused by the movie they watch, while teenage movies are actually inspired by what already happened to educate teenagers. So, juvenile delinquency is not caused by teenagers' movies, but teenagers' movies are inspired by juvenile delinquency. They are showing the things that the bad things that are already done by teenagers to educate another teenagers that are watching the movie to not doing the same thing. Okay, that's all from me. I hope this speech is uh, giving you good things to, yeah. I hope you guys can understand what I mean. I mean, because teenager teenage movies isn't causing juvenile delinquency, but it's depends on the teenagers itself. So I hope this speech is helping and it's inspiring your mindset, and that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.